Here's your Labrador. Or as Luna calls him, Chubs. Luna calls him Chubs, but we don't actually call him that. He doesn't like that. Well, that's your Labrador. Now I'm gonna go get Luna and we're gonna talk about the Jackador, or the Jack Russell Terrier mixed with the Labrador. Let's do this. Okay, now we have the other 50% of this mixed breed of the Jackador. You guys just saw Graham, now here's Luna. You got your 50-50 blend. I'm gonna give you a high-level overview of this dog breed. We'll call it the Jackador 101 guide, and let's get started. So the first thing, guys, to know about the Jackador is it's exactly what it sounds like. It's 50% Jack Russell Terrier, 50% Labrador. That means that those two, oh, you don't even want to even think about that, do you? Yeah, you know the rest. An important thing to understand about any mixed breeds with this Jack Russell Terrier, even if it is with a dog like Graham or any mixed breed for that matter, is that the dog can take traits from either of the parents and it can be more dominant. So you might end up with a larger dog, closer to Graham's chubbiness and height, or a smaller dog if it's more leaning towards the genes of the Jack Russell. But in general, the Jackador is still gonna be a really high energy dog, like Luna here. We know how hyper these dogs get, and Labs are super hyper too. So the double sword when it comes to energy, you're getting a lot of it. You get about 10 to 14 years of lifespan typically out of this dog, and compared to the Jack Russell, Jack Russells are closer to about the 12 to 16 or 13 to 17 year age range. And the reason why it's decreased is simply because it's a larger dog in most cases. Larger dogs just don't have the lifespans of the small dogs. Usually. I'm not saying there's not outliers, but usually. And in general, this dog will reach about 25 to 50 pounds. 25, obviously, if it's leaning more dominant towards the Jack Russell side. 50 if it's leaning more towards Graham's side, the Labrador, which is, he's 100 pounds. She's about 15. So you kind of see where those two weight scales collide. Overall, guys, it's not a super popular mix of the Jack Russell. There are breeders that exist that have done it, but usually it's more of a mutt situation or a accidental breeding when it happens with two dogs that aren't fixed. Let's leave the camera view for a second, just take a look at what some of these Jackadors can look like, just to give you kind of an idea. I'll give you a little quick movie clip of the Jackador, if you will. All right, guys, so we already talked about the potential weight, the lifespan, and how it may be pretty difficult to find them. I do recommend, if you want to try and adopt a Jackador, that you do intensive research and make sure that you're actually getting what you think you're getting. Like I said, they're not, gonna pop up all over the US with super reputable breeders, so it might be a little bit difficult if you have one now. It's not that you got lucky, it's just, it is what it is from the research I've done. It's not the most simple dog to find. One of the awesome things though about the Jackador is you are getting a blend of both dogs' loyalty. The Lab, we know, is a huge family dog, probably one of the most popular dogs in America, if not the most popular. Two dogs that love human interaction, two dogs that love to be loyal towards their owners. So you're getting a extremely loyal dog. And another big benefit is the Lab, unless trained to hunt, which they can be trained to bird hunt and hunt for, whatever you want to make them be hunters for, they don't necessarily have as strong of a prey drive as a Jack Russell. So if that's kind of one of the things that you don't like, the Jackador is awesome because that prey drive may be reduced if they're leaning more towards the Lab's genetics. Another awesome point I like to point out is you're gonna get the social skills of both dogs. While they both need a decent amount of training with this because they're jumpy dogs. Luna jumps all the time. Graham's a jumper too. He gets super excited with company. They're just super excited with people. They are once trained to extremely social, non-aggressive dogs most of the time. Again, not saying there's not outliers. Sociability on a scale from 1 to 10 with a dog like the Jackador or a mixed breed like the Jackador is extremely high. I'd give it like a 9.5, which makes it an excellent family dog. Maybe this video will just happen to find you if you went to a local rescue and you found out that that is the genetics of the dog. If that's the case, great family dog, very social, will definitely test your patience some, but will be worth it with the love they're gonna provide and how good they will be with the family in the long run. One of the things that drives me crazy about Luna is how much she sheds. Fun fact, Graham sheds 5 times as bad as Luna. So if you need a dog that does not shed, A, there's not many that exist, and B, this isn't one of them. A mix between these two, I would imagine, sheds at least the minimum of what each dog does, if not worse. These dogs have torn up so many vacuums for me in the past. I don't even want to count them. Shedding and grooming, midline, shedding on the high end, grooming needs, not too bad. Overall, the Jack Russell doesn't have a ton of needs in the grooming department outside of brushing. Same with the Lab, but the Lab can tolerate a little bit more bathing than the Jack Russell can without drying out their skin. The next thing I love most about both of these dog breeds, and I'm sure that it carries over perfectly if it's a mix. You don't like talking about anything about Graham, do you? You just hate it. The good news is that all mixed breeds in the future, there's only one that mixes with a lab for you, so then we're done. We can talk about Jackapoos, Bojacks, whatever. She ain't digging this whole, I could have potentially been mixed with Graham. Wow, she is stone cold right now. Back on track, guys. The next thing that I love about these dog breeds is their trainability. Yes, they can be some of the most annoying dogs in the beginning with how they are trained by you as the owner, with how much they test your patience. They both require a lot of exercise to get tuckered out, which can make it relatively difficult for a new dog owner to handle it. But in general, once these dogs are trained, they're extremely smart. Graham still kind of leans towards the idiotic phase, but he does know a lot of tricks and he is a very good dog. He's just a little more common sense stupidity is what he has. Other smartness he's at the top with. Luna has a common sense and high intelligence. She just did really good in the IQ department, if you will. But trainability with a Jackador, it's high. It's very good. You'll enjoy working with them. It's going to be a good dog in that fashion. And it's just going to be a good dog in general. I can't think of two dogs that I would want more than these two. There's a few that I've always thought would be really cool dogs to have. Like I've always wanted a husky too, but we're not quite there yet. Wow, you don't like that either, man. It's like that's what I'm talking about. How she just knows it. Have you guys ever seen her do this on this YouTube channel? She hasn't unlocked eyes with me yet. It's like she's plotting my injury that she's going to inflict. I am sorry. No kisses. I'm sorry. Earth to Luna. All right, guys, high level overview of the Jackador. Trainable, social, super energetic, super loyal, bigger than a Jack Russell, smaller than a Labrador, little shorter lifespan, and you're typically gonna struggle to find them unless it's probably from a rescue. The cost, it's gonna vary a ton. It could range from $300 to $700. It really depends on where you're located, you know, how good of a breeder or good of a rescue you get it from, if you will. It's gonna depend, but overall, excellent dog. Awesome mix. I would love to definitely hear comments, as many as possible from you guys on this topic, because I have both dogs. I'm super interested to see pictures if you have them. Email them over to us at terrierowner@gmail.com. Drop those comments down below for us. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We greatly appreciate it. Luna is still locking eyes and it's honestly starting to scare me at this point, so I'm just gonna keep talking and get through this. Give us a thumbs up. I would usually grab her paw, but right now I don't think I should grab anything on her. Keep tuning in to find out the actual schedule or release date of these videos. Again, I think we're going to be leaning towards Saturdays at 11 a.m. Central for these. Again, nothing changes for those on the Sunday videos at 11 a.m. Those will always be there. Keep tuning in. We appreciate all of you. This was just to help more of you and to include more of you. That's it. Please, please, please do not think that there's something major changing with this channel. There's not. This is just to include more of you that are loyal fans, subscribers, and people who comment. Never forget to check out terrierowner.com, guys, especially on these mixed breeds. We talk a lot about mixed breeds with the Jack Russell on terrierowner.com. Hit the notification button. I urge you to do that more than ever now that we have new types of videos coming out, because you'll miss them, because a lot of you are used to that Sunday schedule, and if you miss them, I don't know how else to tell you to get notified they're out except by hitting that bell. So hit that bell. We'll keep trying to include everybody, make as many new videos as possible. We're trying to crank up the content, give back to you guys for how awesome you've been. Nonetheless, guys, we appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Wish me the best of luck with however Luna interprets this video and wants to take it out on me later, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.